Well, good Saturday morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for this Saturday, October the 30th, the day before Halloween. We know that it's time for you guys to get out there and start trick-or-treating with the kids, but maybe it's time to also go trick a few fish this Saturday morning. We're going to check in with Josh Herron at Logan Martin and Lay Lake, with Tom Ott for Lake Guntersville, and then once again, we're going to connect with Lee Pitts to talk about Weiss Lake and on Neely Henry, right leading up to our Jamey Collette Fish for Jamey tournament that's going to go off November the 6th. Let's hear what the guys have to say. Good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, October the 30th, presented by Mercury Halloween Weekend. We know you all want to get out there and scare a few fish up. Anyway, we're going to check up with Tom Ott on Lake Guntersville. Tom, there's been a lot of changes with the weather and everything. I know that's had an effect on Guntersville. And when you can fish for them any way that they bite, tell us what's going on.
Well, there's a lot of tricks out there and not too many treats, I think is what I'm finding. But, the weather's really turned off, a little funky with the rain and some heavy winds. So, things are getting kind of churned up out there right now. And I'm telling you, we are so close to this thing just breaking over the edge. I don't every week we talk about it just being right there, and then Mother Nature just wants to throw us a curveball again. So, we're just really close, Dano. Water temps are in the upper 60s right now, a few more degrees, and I think it's really going to just explode. And again, we can catch a lot of fish out there, but just not much size. And I don't know what's going on with that. I fish from the lower end of the lake. I really like the midsection of the lake quite a bit, and that's where I concentrate most of my time. But, God, you can go just about anywhere and catch the fish. It's just a matter of getting those bigger bites. And, we found last week that we could find, get a couple of keepers, but I think we had 13 fish at one point with one keeper in the mix there. So that gives you kind of an idea of where, when I say you can go out and catch 50 fish, yeah, you can catch 50 fish, but there's a lot of fizz in there with no SH on them. So, little eye problems.
Is there?
But it's coming.
Tail's too close to the mouth. Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
So overall, to just get a bite, what would you say they need to do? Would they need to be in creeks? Would they need to be on the main channels? What are you looking at?
Well, I've really been concentrating on the larger creeks right now, expecting to see a big push of the bait. It really hasn't. It really hadn't transpired. Most of that stuff, most of the big wads of bait that I'm seeing are at the mouths of these creeks, or at least still on the river channel. But an A-rig, we're catching a lot of fish on a square bill. I mean, when you can just sit there and just throw and throw and throw, and you're catching, you're seeing activity and you're catching fish. I mean, that can always be a lot of fun. It's a great time to get a kid out there with a Zebco, a little square bill, and just go to town. I mean, it's the time where you can teach them to catch, and that's not always the case out there sometimes, but it's a good time. It's a great time. The weather's getting so much more, a lot more tolerable. It's for some people. I'm not a cold guy, but cold weather guy. But at any rate, yeah, I think you just got to keep that trolling motor down. Again, I'm concentrating in a lot of that 9 to 6 foot range as far and staying around grass. This wind's really got the eelgrass moving around, but there's still a good concentration of seeing a lot of hydrilla still out there. And that's where the bait is.
Well, man, we appreciate everything, and we look forward to talking to you again next week.
Well, I hope next week we have a little bit better prognosis there. But guys, y'all be safe out there. Happy Halloween and tight lines.
Good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for this Halloween weekend, October the 30th, presented by Mercury. Hey, we're going to head on up to Weiss Lake with Lee Pitts. I know he fished the Alabama Bass Trail Championship last week on Smith, and from the look on his face, wasn't too happy with it. But let's turn our attention to the big old slab crappie that you chase up there and how you make your real living. What's going on at Weiss Lake?
I always try to be upbeat and positive with the reports on this, but sometimes you got to just come out and just tell what's really going on here. So I think my fishing at Smith has followed me back home. And I'm talking about the crappie fishing here. We've had some weather issues this week. We've had a lot of wind, got rain. It's been in here washing it around, and we're still, the fish we're catching are good fish. They're out there. We're dropping down and getting in the brush tops out on the river channel in that 12, 14, 18-foot water. Some of the guys that have been catching fish shooting docks were not able to do that a lot this week just because of the wind issues. So, once again, I hate to keep saying this, but that fall bite is right around the corner. It's coming. We keep expecting it each week, and it's just we've had some weather issues that's kind of postponed it, but it's coming. So I think things are just going to get better. The bass guys I've talked to here on Weiss, they're still catching plenty of fish, with the same type scenario as holding on from the last 3 to 4 weeks. Small spinnerbait, throwing a square bill, and the topwater bite is picked up a little bit. It's got a little bit cooler. Fish are starting to get a little more aggressive, so that topwater bite is turning on some.
So, and I know that the bass bite's been decent there. Neely Henry, it looks like it's starting to turn on. Tell us what you're hearing out of Neely Henry right now.
Neely, the bass bite is getting better, especially with the numbers. Some of the guys they're getting up there and still just staying out there on that river. The mouths of these pockets, they're throwing the square bills. They're throwing, even still catching some on jigs. So that bite is still coming on strong right now, and some of the size is starting to pick up on it too. Couple of guys I talked to that fish downriver on some of the hard bottoms down there and the gravel points and things like that. I think the spots are starting to really pile up on those points. They're getting more active, seeing more shad, fish hitting top water. So once again, here's just another a little bump in the road right here, with this weather that's thrown at us. But things should really, really, with this cooler weather coming in, we ought to be hands in the air next week. Hey, thank goodness it's here. So that's what keeps you going.
Just in time for our Jamey Collette tournament that we're going to be holding on November 6th. We hope to see all you guys there. Thanks for spending the time with us today, Lee, and we will talk to you again soon.
All right, guys. Y'all have a good one.
Happy Halloween weekend for everybody. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, October the 30th. I'm going to head on down right now to Logan Martin and Lay Lake with Josh Herron. Josh, I know you're down there in Reaction Innovations land right now doing your job, but you've also been spending some time on that water when you can. Tell us what's going on at Logan Martin.
Yeah, man, I got to spend Saturday there. It's still right on the edge, kind of like everybody else is saying, but it's currently still right in a big suck hole, too. So, I mean, you can go catch a bunch of fish, square bills, spinnerbaits, anything that looks like a little shad. It doesn't really matter. So, it's going. Lay's kind of turning on a little bit better. I spent Sunday there. It was better than expected, worse than hoped for. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Man, it's not taking much to do well anywhere right now. I really expected by this weekend, especially with this weather we've got coming in, to really actually get the fishing around here decent. But it's still, and you can go catch a bunch of little fish, but it's definitely nothing to write home about.
So if a guy's going to fish a tournament there, what would he want his approach to be? Let's start at Logan Martin. Is it go through a bunch of fish, or is it, last week it was, let's talk about main creeks. We're still going to stay there, but what kind of approach will we take?
And like this past weekend, like I keep saying, I like to target big natural creeks this time of year, just looking for a big migration of fish to kind of follow the bait fish. But dude, they're not in the creeks yet. Like all your big pods of shad are still really close to the river. I mean, even in areas like Chocolate, Broken Arrow, Clear Creek, it doesn't really matter. On Logan, they're all still really close to the river, it seems like. I know there were some big largemouth that got caught this weekend. Couldn't tell you how. I didn't find them. But Lay kind of seems to be fitting the same bill. Fish really haven't made a big push, it doesn't seem like. Seems like there's still a lot of fish really close to the river, if not on it. So, that's kind of where I would jump off if I was going to go look this weekend, is right around the mouth of these big creeks. maybe work your way a little bit up in it. I mean, the name of the game this time of year is start somewhere and work in a direction until you run into them and then try to duplicate it. So, I mean, that's what I would do. Start really close to the river and start working my way back till I found them.
Yep, that's what I would do too. Well, Josh, man, thanks for everything, and we will talk to you again soon.
See you, buddy.
Well, that'll do it for our Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, October the 30th, presented by Mercury. Don't forget, guys, this coming up weekend is the Fish for Jamey, our Jamey Collette fundraiser tournament. Sign up here at Bucks Island. You can order T-shirts here. You can do it online as well, and you can sign in there at Coosa Landing. November the 6th, all proceeds going to go to help his kids. We thank you guys for your interest. We've had several boats sign up already. We know it's going to come late as well. But that'll do it for our week. Don't forget, if you need anything else, tackle, service, parts, or if you're looking for that new boat, come see us here at Bucks Island. We're here to help.